So let me just start out by telling you a little bit about our business and Maya Wine. Maya is Latin for mine, and this was really just naming it Maya Wine was really just our ability to put something together to kind of share my vision of winemaking. And also because we're a small winery and it's really just a hands-on operation of just a few people. We are a small boutique winery. We're only 500 cases a year, and we offer that to our wine club members in our tasting room, and then to interested local businesses such as restaurants, hotels, and wine bars. My background, I want to tell you a little bit about me. I'm an architect is my background, and this is kind of a sort of a second career for me to sort of have another creative outlet for my, the creative spirit, have another outlet for it. And I also have a ranch out on the west side of Paso Robles, and that's I kind of got my start doing this by planting a small vineyard and starting to make wine from those grapes. And then at some point, I either had to rein that in or grow it into a business, and here we are with Maya Wine. I would also like to introduce the other half of my business here, which is Daniela. This is my girlfriend for over 4 years. We met in 2017 and we settled in together here in Atascadero. And we have a house just up the street about 6 blocks from the winery. So it's kind of a neat spot to find our home here in Atascadero.
Just a little bit about myself. I've been fortunate enough to live here on the Central Coast for most of my life. I attended Cal Poly, business grad, and I'm putting those skills to work here at Maya Wine.
And now we want to delve a little bit into the kit here. So for those who've gotten the kit and who haven't poured the wine, please do.
I don't think this is fair.
It was fair.
A bottle right here.
It's fair. It's 5 o'clock. And also, since there are people who didn't get a chance to come in and pick up their kit wine, we're going to extend the special price for this wine through the weekend so other people can come in and pick it up as well. So just to tell you a little bit about this wine, we have quite a lineup of wines, but this one is a fun little blend that we did. It's Chardonnay, and then it's a mixture of the other 3 grapes that we made white wines from in 2019, which are Viognier, Vermentino, and Albarino. So it's a blend of those 4 grapes. And we really think that the Chardonnay, it was really just an experiment, and we really kind of like the way it turned out. So we might be doing a lot more of these kinds of experiments in the future.
Vicki is not opening our bottle.
I can't.
It's just a screw top, so it should be really easy.
I need to give it to
So, we want to hear your thoughts on the wines when you get a chance to taste them. And then we just want to tell you a little bit about the winery. We just opened on May 1st, and we're open Thursday through Sundays now, from starting at 1 p.m. And we do ask that people book an appointment so that we can kind of know who's coming and we can give you the best experience possible. The other cool thing about a small winery is when you come to taste at our winery, you get to meet with the owners and the winemaker. So, we spend some time with you, and sometimes we even taste the wine along with you, depending on how late it is in the day.
So come late.
So we can book online by going to our website, mayawine.com, and you can also give us a call at 805, what is it? 703-1655. Cool. We also want to make a few announcements for our winery. We're starting for June, just to kick off summer, we're putting our 2019 Chardonnay on sale for 20% off. And so that'll kind of mesh well with the heat of summer, which seems to already be here.
And we will also tack on an additional 10% for an entire case, mix and match, your choice.
Yeah. We also want to say that we are going to be participating in the wine passport, and we're also participating in the shop local program that's coming up that I'm sure they'll be talking to you more about. So we just really want to have people come in and visit us and try our whole lineup of wines. And that kind of sums it up.
All right, thank you, John and Daniela. And I had the privilege of going to your winery and tasting with you, and it was fantastic. I had an amazing time, and it was actually a really great place to bring my family. I mean, you know, only my youngest kid tried the wines, but the rest had a good time just hanging out on your patio, and it's just a really relaxed and casual environment. So that was really great. And I was really impressed by the number of wines. And if you can kind of show us behind Daniela there, one of the reasons what I really liked is just you had like 8 whites and 6 reds. It's impressive. So I highly recommend everyone go check it out.
Yeah, thank you.
And yes, we'll talk more about the wine passport and the shop local bonus here pretty soon. All right, the next, does anyone have any questions for John?
Yeah, actually, Josh, I can touch upon the wines, the big lineup of wines right there. We kind of, we started making wine and bottling wine long before we really had a home to be able to create the tasting room and everything. So it's been kind of a real pleasure coming into Atascadero and finding a home here, and finally getting to present all of these great wines that we've been enjoying for a few years now.
Excellent. Okay. Next up on our agenda is a little bit of a networking session. We just do it for 10 minutes, and we ask that everyone share 3 things that are going on with their professional or even personal life, and just get to know someone maybe you haven't connected with before. So let's see, I'm going to push out some buttons here. Do 4. And I will see you in 10 minutes. Welcome back. It's never enough time, is it?
Subjects of worthiness.
All right. Well, I hope that you got to connect with someone new. That's kind of what this is all about, getting to meet some new folks in this town. Just rolling right along with our program. Barbie,
Yes,
raise your hand. Are you ready to talk about the wine passport?
I can talk about the wine festival until you'd be blue in the face.
Okay.
Or I'd be blue in the face. Right. So are you ready for me to begin, Josh?
I am.
Okay. You'll be timing me, I'm sure.
Yes, I will.
Well, let me tell you how excited I am about what I'm going to tell you. I have been with the Atascadero Lakeside Wine Festival since its inception 25 years ago. You know, some people just keep going and going and going, and I guess I'm one of those people, but I love the Lakeside Wine Festival. We have a terrific committee, people that, number one, they like wine, and number 2, they like being with other people who are of like mind. So we have a great, and we're always looking for volunteers. So if you like wine and you want to participate in a great festival, we will be doing a live festival in 22. That, and we have to. We just can't keep not having that festival. So because of the COVID, we did not do a festival in 2020 like everybody else. But this year we decided, hey, we need to do something because our wineries, our breweries, our distilleries who have supported us for 25 years need to know that we have something that they can still participate in and be part of our great event. So here's how it works. It's a passport. If you don't have a passport, it's not good for anything else, but it won't take you to Europe, in other words. This is just a wine passport, wine festival passport. And we have beer also for those people who like beer. And we also have distilleries. So here's how it works. You purchase your passport. And by the way, I saw a draft of it, of the passport right here. And it is just terrific. Looks good. It's certainly going to sell from the graphics, I think, if for no other reason. You purchase your passport and you get it here at the chamber, or you can go online, winepassport.givesmart.com. You can get that from Josh. Pick up your passport right here at the chamber, or we will mail it to you. Then you secure a tasting reservation, and it's important that you do that for the wineries that require that. Some people, I guess, do have walk-ins, but we're asking that you make a reservation with the wineries. Visit the winery or the brewery or the distillery and show your passport. That's pretty simple. And they're not going to go through your purse or your luggage or anything else. Collect a unique stamp, meaning they'll punch it or they'll stamp it. There's a little square there, like Vicki, my Vanna is going to hold it up. You can see there are little squares. So you're going to have it stamped. Then you get to enjoy your complimentary tasting experience. It'll be wonderful. Whatever it is you're tasting, it'll be terrific. And then after you're through with that, you submit your completed passport here at the chamber, and you'll get a 25% discount off of 2022's Wine Festival ticket. What better deal is that? Well, there is a better deal when you know that you're getting a $475 value from this whole passport, and then you get a free entrance to our kickoff party on June 26th. June 26th is a date to keep in mind because that would have been the day, it's a Saturday, it would have been the day of our live festival. But we are having a wonderful little kickoff party, and I think I'm going to ask Terry to tell you a little bit about the kickoff party. Can you do that, Terry?
I can tell you all about that kickoff party.
Yeah, do that in just a minute.
Okay.
Be ready. So the tickets are until June 26th. They're only, get this, $65 for a $475 value. In fact, we probably should have raised the ticket price because it's such a good deal.
And the tickets are good for how long though?
The tickets are good from June 26th until December 31st.
Now it's an incredible
So,
value.
and now it's incredible because, especially if you have, for instance, if you have a friend that lives out of the area and they're going to be coming up here, then they can get a passport to come. They really need a passport to come into North County anyway. But they can come and you can go do tasting, and they can visit many times because they have that length of time from June 26th to December 31st to use their passport. So it's a good deal. We don't want you to run out, and just drink everything all on the same weekend. You need to kind of spread it out, spread the joy, spread the drinking. Anyway, Vicki, did you? Okay, I guess we
How
got
many
enough
wineries
there.
are there, Josh?
We have 17 wineries, 4 breweries, 2 distilleries, and a cidery. And with that, though, just for time's sake, quick time check. Terry, do you mind talking to us about the kickoff party?
Yes, I can go really quickly. So what everybody should do is mark your calendar for June 26th from 2 to 5 p.m. over at the Zoo Garden, which is right next to Charles Paddock Zoo at Atascadero Lake Park. It's the new area that we have over there. It's a covered pavilion area, but it's outside. And we're going to be showcasing some of the wineries that will be on the passport. They'll be pouring some of their wine, as well as the breweries that are on the passport. We'll have a band out there. We'll have a food truck. We have all kinds of fun stuff. Just to, we can't have a wine festival. We can't go to that large of a scale, but we can certainly do something to kick off the passport. You can buy your passport there. If you just want to come and taste, there's a small fee to do that. And then pretty much you'll want to buy a passport is what will happen, and we'll waive that fee. And if I overstep my bounds, Josh, let me know. But June 26th, 2 to 5, that's Saturday, June 26th. So do come on down, and it's in the chat as well. And we look forward to seeing you all there. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yes. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Barbie and Vicki,
Yeah.
everyone that's been working so hard on this.
John, we need to let everybody know that John is his winery is on that list.
That's right.
So
Yes.
even though we didn't get to taste it tonight, John, we'll bring our passport in.
Yep. And Danielle and John, you may not know this yet, but Daniela agreed to pour at this kickoff event.
Yes, I was aware. I am aware of that. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, so you get to try his wines there too.
I do find that she is scheduling me for more things. I have to find out about them a few days later, but that's good for us.
Good. Well, a tremendous value, $475 on sale now for $65 for the next couple weeks. Get yours now. And not only that, you get free admission to this kickoff party that I am just so excited about. So I will be there. I know a lot of you will be there too. So get your tickets while you can. We have 300 of them, and we've already sold 10. So with very little marketing. So there's people are finding it on their own.
And Josh, just one more thing. I want everybody to know that the committee has always made a donation to the Charles Paddock Zoo. They participate in our live festival too by opening the gate. Our attendees at the live festival can go into the zoo. So it's important that you know that some of our proceeds go to the zoo, and then some of our proceeds will go to some community project. We've done the library funds, some funds to the library and to other activities, the playground at the park. So we do make a donation back into the community. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for working so hard on this. It's really cool. Okay, next up, rolling right along with our agenda, we have Lorelei Capel, brand new employee at the city of Atascadero. I'll let her introduce her long title and a little bit about what she's been up to.
Thank you, Josh. 10 tight minutes, or do you want me to adjust?
Yeah, maybe a few less if you can.
Okay, I'll be quick. Can you allow me to share screen, or do I have that ability?
I will push the button now, and now you can.
Thank you. Excellent. Here we go. First of all, it's a pleasure to meet you. Lorelei Capel here. It is an absolute pleasure to be joining the city of Atascadero. I'm a homegrown resident that graduated from here, went to Cal Poly way over the hill, and got some work experience in Southern California in the planning and development world, and quickly came back here as soon as I could transfer home to, of course, raise my family. So thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I look forward to connecting with you all individually. I just wanted to let you know that my official title is Deputy Director of Economic and Community Development. So as you know, community development and economic development are all encompassing, but I'm here to do both. And I think they both have a lot of synergy. I'll start with the long range planning side of things from community development. The city is embarking upon our general plan update, which is about a 2-year process to figure out what we want to be when we grow up, or where we want to be in 20 years from now, and how to make all of that work from a housing standpoint, from a circulation standpoint, and to create all the policies that help as much as we can make it very clear for the development community or business owners what their property is owned and what they can actually do. So how can we improve processes, streamline things, and create a really clear plan that's easy to follow? On the economic development side of things, I like to tell a story about when my mom and grandma asked me, like, why are you doing economic development and what is it? I like to make the analogy of, well, first of all, my job is to try and remove roadblocks for businesses that are here and that are existing. Figure out if you'd like to grow as a local business, how can I help you do that? Is there something in your way? Do you need more employees? Can I help connect you to some programs that could help train those people? And then more importantly, just connecting people internally to opportunities that are already existing here in Atascadero. Right now, we have a lot of opportunities going on, and I'll share those in a moment. But also having the conversation about, hey, when you're done with your business and you want to retire, who's going to take the place of that business, and how are we going to ensure that the kids that are growing up now or your grandkids are going to have jobs here, so you don't have to actually get on a flight and fly to Georgia to see them because they couldn't afford a home, because they couldn't get a head of household job that supported them living here. So whereas I spent 20 years just in planning, developing how the buildings look, what type of land uses go where, I've spent the last 4 or 5 years in economic development understanding how do we keep a pipeline of talent ready in the wings to fill the jobs of tomorrow in our communities. So, and help you and your businesses continue to find people to hire. So that's kind of my role here, is to create head of household jobs so you don't have to fly across the country to see your grandkids or your children or your best friend's children or whomever had to leave because they couldn't afford a really great job here or couldn't find a really great job here. So I'll do a quick speed update on great opportunities in Atascadero. Downtown has never had so much opportunity at one time, I'm pretty sure, and I've lived here most of my life. So right now, right around Sunken Gardens, there are about 7 or 8 opportunity sites for lease, for sale, or more importantly, things that are just ready for a conversation. Somebody that might be ready and willing to kind of look for something, but we're like on the precipice of like fully activating our downtown space. There's a lot of people who have come to us in the last month since I've started this job, asking for, a place where they can bring their mobile food truck and just have a place to actually have a physical location, which is really exciting. And then meanwhile, somebody is asking me, hey, do you know of a business that could be looking for about 3,000 square feet to have some sort of a restaurant use? So it's been really fun just playing matchmaker and putting people together and saying, here you go, enjoy, let me know how I can support you. So that's been great. One of those great projects in downtown, if you haven't already seen it, and I'm sure you have if you've been anywhere near downtown, is the La Plaza project, which is about 17,000 square feet of retail, 38 apartments and 4 condos. And there's already several restaurants in discussion with the owners, the Zappas family, that are coming to Atascadero. So we're very excited about that. The shipping container business just a couple doors down, that'll include a really great brewery or brew tasting and ice cream is going to be opening in June, so maybe early July. A couple other really exciting opportunities are all down at Del Rio. As you can see from this aerial, right at the Del Rio and 101, they're all four corners are just ready. And some of those are already planned. Some are coming before us pretty soon as a city and applications will be submitted. But this is a specific plan area that has lots of great and grand plans. And some of them are already in the process. I'll go through a couple of them. One is called Del Rio Ranch. Last night, it was seen before our planning commission and it was approved 5-0 to advance onto council. This is the old Walmart site. And if you know anything about this project, it's very interesting that Walmart left this property and still owns it with the stipulation that whoever comes on here can only do X number of things with it. And none of those things can be in competition with Walmart. And Walmart sells a lot of things. So there's some very interesting regulations that have been imposed upon the site, and the new interest. They're in escrow now, but in order to get through escrow in 90 days is the rules that Walmart put upon them. They have to comply with all of Walmart's requests. So it's very interesting to see what they've done. They've gone through all the fine print and said, of all the uses that we are left with, here's the things we can do. And they've created a really interesting plan out of that, which includes an outdoor amphitheater, some really interesting use for glamping, kind of camping and mobile RV, and even a VW, vintage VW village for camping as well. It also includes a convention center or a conference center of sort, which I know a lot of our communities on the Central Coast have been trying to figure out how to do. So if this project does move forward, there will be some opportunity for venue, community use, convention center use, and a hotel. So, as well as some retail and entertainment. They've even talked about a bowling alley, you know, some of that virtual golf, something fun and engaging for, you know, the youth or the rest of us who are young at heart. So, and then in addition to that, there's the Del Rio Exchange, which is kind of a build to suit across from the new Home 2 Suites. This is a approved project that is coming before in phases as they find tenants. Right now there is a tenant and they've just brought forth an application. So they are leasing now currently and looking for tenants. And this really is a great site. It has high speed fiber to the area. So we could attract, who knows, really great businesses that have outgrown their shell now on the Central Coast, or businesses possibly from other areas that might want to shuffle it up after COVID and come to a more rural, you know, mellow place like Atascadero. So I think my time is just about up. We have another one project, which is has gone before Planning Commission. This is Dove Creek, and this is at the very corner of El Camino Real and Santa Barbara Road. And this will include a hotel, kind of a boutique hotel, with some restaurant use and commercial retail, as well as 82 units of residential. So that we'll see where that moves, but I think they're in the CEQA process right now, going through environmental, and that should come back before the city council in the late summer, early fall. And with that, I'm here to help you. I want to connect people to you and collaborate on opportunities and just help you kind of figure out how we can help you grow and stay in Atascadero, and tell your friends. And here's my information, and I look forward to connecting with you and supporting you in any way I can.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lorelei. I'm just so excited about this town, and we are so lucky to have a rock star economic developer like Lorelei here in our town, working behind the scenes. You know, that you don't really see exactly what's going on, but you know, every time you see a new building going up in town in the next couple of years, that's economic development, and Lorelei will have had a big piece in all of that. So really thankful that you're here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good to meet you.
Right. Okay. If you have questions for her, throw them in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to move right along with our program. with Monique Tiller from RISE and to learn a little bit about that program.
Alrighty. So good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. It's so nice to meet you all. As Josh mentioned earlier, unfortunately, Stacy Salam could not be here tonight, but I'll be filling in for her on behalf of RISE. My name is Monique Tiller, and I'm the grants coordinator of RISE San Luis Obispo County. I'm so thrilled to be here tonight and tell you all about RISE and how grateful we are to be nominated for the Nonprofit Organization of the Year by the Atascadero Chamber. I was asked to prepare a discussion question, but I know we're a little behind on time, so I'll just tell it to you, and you guys can put your answers in the chat and we can just look at it independently. The discussion question is going to be, what does consent mean to you? So go ahead and answer that if you'd like to. So for those of you who don't know, RISE provides free confidential services to community members affected by sexual assault and intimate partner violence, also known as domestic violence, as well as prevention and program awareness programs throughout the county. We offer one emergency shelter in Atascadero and one in Paso Robles, where we welcome anyone fleeing intimate partner violence or sexual violence, no matter their gender or age. Last year, RISE answered nearly 1,700 crisis calls, and in response to COVID-19, offered almost double the hours of phone support to survivors in comparison to 2019. RISE also provided over 2,100 hours of individual counseling and group therapy to survivors and their loved ones so they could begin their healing journey to overcome abuse-related trauma and lead happier, healthier lives. Due to COVID-19, many survivors in our community were unable to receive services as they did not have access to childcare, the appropriate technology or internet service to participate in remote services, or privacy as they're forced to quarantine in their homes with their abusers. Simultaneously, we know intimate partner violence has increased locally and across the country during the pandemic. As a result, we expect that when our agency is able to return fully to providing in-person services, demand will exceed pre-pandemic levels. And it was already quite high before the pandemic. While we don't have the resources to serve everyone in need, support from communities like Atascadero have and will continue to sustain our work. We're so grateful to the Portola Inn for hosting our annual Mother's Day event year after year. We rely on funding support from service groups like Kiwanis and businesses like Turley Wine Cellars and McPhee's and Dancing Deer Farm. The Groves on 41 have hosted many a staff retreat. And of course, we're so grateful to the Chamber for their growing support. Thank you to the entire community of Atascadero for sustaining these essential services. If you'd like to learn more about getting involved, please visit riseslow.org. And please feel free to let me know if you have any questions about RISE. I'll go ahead and put my email in the chat. So if you'd like to learn how you can get involved or volunteer or just have like a question about our agency and what we do, you can go ahead and email me. So thank you all so much for your time and thank you for your support.
Thanks, Monique. It was a great question. We've got some good traction there in the chat. So thank you for asking that and for doing all the great work that RISE does. And once again, you have an office, you have offices in SLO and in Paso Robles, correct? So you serve North County and South County.
Yes, that's correct.
Great. And remind us again how many folks you served last year?
We served, I'm sorry, I'll have to pull that up. I don't have it off the top of my head. We generally serve about $1,000 survivors per year. Last year, we served 935 people, so it's pretty close. And you can actually look at our annual report on our website. I can go ahead and put the link in the chat. And it's pretty interesting to see like all the things that we're doing in the community. And especially the ways we were able to respond to COVID-19, because that did really impact survivors throughout the world, and particularly in our county. I know that Sheriff Ian Parkinson said that they received a lot more calls reporting domestic violence. So it's really amazing to receive all of your support.
Yeah, well, thank you for all the good work that you're doing and what the great impact that you're having on this county.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on right along, I want to talk to you about our Shop Local program. And if everyone can see my screen, we are right here. Okay, everyone see my PowerPoint screen? Charlene, can you nod? Okay, thank you. All right, so we are probably, we're a little bit behind the ball in terms of rolling out this program, but for good reason. And that is because our chamber is the first to self-fund our Shop Local bonus program. So we are very excited that we are able to do this, to give back to our business community and to spur some economic development activity. So what we're doing is similar to other communities. And if you spend $100 at a participating business in Atascadero, you save your receipts and you submit them and you get a $20 gift card to that same business or a different business that's participating. We have been working hard with a lot of businesses to get them to sign up. And right now we have 12 businesses signed up, and we are looking to grow that number in the next few days. We have at least another 12 that have signed up. We're just waiting for their gift cards to come in. So check back on the Chamber's website frequently to see who is participating. Save those receipts. You can submit them if you're tech savvy. You can use the QR code and submit them online via a Google Doc, or you can submit them to the chamber here and we will get you those gift cards. So lots of great businesses have signed up. John at Mayo Wine is one of the participating. So you can spend some money at his winery. You can spend some money at a different place downtown at Juice Boss and save all those receipts. They work cumulatively and then submit them for your gift card. So that program is live, and it is just going to continue until the funds are exhausted. So I just wanted to give a good pitch for that to shop in downtown, save those receipts, and get a nice little bonus for doing so. Okay. All right, now on to our last segment of the evening. We are very pleased to be showing a spotlight on SCORE. SCORE has been a long partner of the Atascadero Chamber of Commerce. They are a business mentorship group, and I look forward to hearing what they have to say in terms of how they're supporting startup businesses or existing businesses that need assistance overcoming an obstacle. So I'm pleased to introduce Horace Morana and Joe Whitaker, and I believe Horace is going to take it from here.
Thank you very much. Like I said, Horace Morana, I am the chair of our local chapter here in SCORE. Let me share my screen here, and we can go here. Here we go. Hopefully you'll be able to see this and go into the beginning. Okay, and with me today is also Joe Whitaker. He's our marketing committee chair, and both of us will be available for any questions. So I've been with SCORE for about 7 years. Prior to that, I had a long career in sales and marketing, and SCORE was just the perfect organization that when I finally retired to volunteer with, because it allowed me to use my marketing knowledge, and it just gives me a great deal of satisfaction to be able to take that knowledge and pass it on to our clients. So SCORE is SCORE is a nationwide organization. We have around 10,000 volunteers and 242 chapters throughout the United States. SCORE is dedicated to assisting small businesses from the startup phase to becoming a successful business that can bring revenue to our local community. Since 1964, we've helped over 11 million business entrepreneurs and business owners. The San Luis Obispo chapter provides these services to businesses that reside in SLO County and the Santa Maria Valley. Our chapter has 35 volunteers that have a tremendous passion for helping businesses. Many of our volunteers are still working and volunteer for only a few hours a month. For those of you in marketing, you know that every organization needs an elevator speech. So here's the elevator speech for SCORE in San Luis Obispo. There are three key points in this slide. First, we never turn a client away. If you have a new business idea, no matter how early you are in the process, SCORE is the perfect organization to discuss your plans. If you've been in business for several years and want to discuss a new business direction, SCORE is the one place that you can go. The second point is that all mentoring services and workshops are free. We never charge a client for any of our services. And then the final point is that all our mentoring sessions are confidential. When a client comes to SCORE, they can share financial information and business strategies, knowing that what tell us will remain private. So you may ask, how can we provide these services for free? First of all, we're all volunteers, although we do have a couple of independent contractors for specialized work. Secondly, we have wonderful sponsors and donors that provide funding to cover our operating costs. We receive a large portion of those funds from the Small Business Administration. We also get donations from local and national businesses, including our major banks. Another area of funds comes from grants from both city governments and also the County of San Luis Obispo and Santa Maria. This slide shows who our sponsors are in that area. And then finally, we have our donors. These are individuals and companies that give smaller amounts, and you can give as little as $250 and be recognized. And of course, we're thankful for our sponsors and donors for any amount that they give. So how does SCORE help our clients? We have three major ways that we deliver our services. First of all, we provide free and confidential mentoring services to existing businesses and startups. Secondly, we conduct a variety of regular scheduled workshops that assist you in starting and managing your successful business. Before the pandemic, all our workshops were in person. Today, our workshops are delivered via webinars and Zoom. Lastly, our website contains a wide variety of documents, templates, and tools to assist you in starting and growing your business. This slide was actually taken from our website, and you can see our website there, and you can go there to get services in each of these three areas. What I'd like to do is go in just a little bit more detail in each of the areas. So the first, of course, is mentoring. So what you would do, you register to actually get mentoring, and then you will get a call from one of our coordinators to set up an initial virtual mentoring session. Our chapter is unique that when we meet with a client for the first time, we always assign two mentors. At that first meeting, the client and the mentor engage in interactive dialogue, which begins with a mentoring listening, where the client describes their business idea or issue with their existing business. The mentor asks questions, and together they determine a strategy. The first meeting usually lasts an hour, and we always try to set action items for the client to execute. At the end of the meeting, we schedule a follow-on session. Studies have shown that if you meet with a client more than 3 times, it can lead to greater client success. As I said, since March of 2020, all our workshops have transitioned to live and recorded webinars. So although we are delivering the workshops via webinars, we still maintain a wide variety of subjects that are vital for starting and running a business. As you can see in the top left, how to begin your business workshop. This is our most popular workshop. We hold it on a monthly basis and it lasts about 3 hours. Our workshop presenter covers everything about how to define your business concept, to how to manage cash flow, and how to market your business. Many times, business owners will share ideas with other attendees. Here you see some other examples of our workshops. We have 2 different webinars presenting a business plan, 2 financially oriented webinars, and a webinar on Google productivity tools, plus a lot more workshops on all aspects of marketing. Again, our webinars are free, and you can easily sign up from our website. The final way we deliver services is with our huge library of business tools. We have over 16,000 searchable resources you can find on our website. Here are 3 examples. Our website has all the recorded webinars that are available. The image on the right shows a webinar for veterans trying to find funding. When COVID-19 hit last year, businesses were scrambling to get the latest information on relief options and loans for small businesses. SCORE immediately started posting the latest information on our website so businesses keep up-to-date information. And we're still doing that with the latest funding opportunities, including the restaurant revitalization grant that's just become open. And as the Navigator grants continue for the cities and nonprofits will also be involved in that. And then finally on the right, SCORE has partnered with Google to provide resources On the right, you can see an example, grow with Google Digital Services. Finally, our website has business templates, checklists, and other helpful resources that help businesses start and also run their businesses. We cannot do what we do without the help of volunteers, and we're always looking for new volunteers to join our chapters. I have to say that being a SCORE volunteer has been one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done. As I said at the beginning of the presentation, I came from marketing background, and I found that marketing was the one area business owners needed help with. As a mentor, you don't have to know all aspects of running a business. You just need to be able to listen to your clients, and if you do not have an answer, there are over 10,000 volunteers in the United States that can help you find answers that your clients will need. As the slide said, and I genuinely believe this, volunteering with SCORE can make a difference in our community. There's one thing I can leave you with, is that SCORE, as a SCORE client, you're not alone in your business journey. You will gain the confidence to go after your dreams and achieve peace of mind, knowing that you're in good hands with SCORE. After all, it's all about you and your business success. There you can see my contact information. So if you're looking to start a business or grow a business, please come visit us. And I'll also put my contact information in the chat box. Thank you. And I'll stop sharing here. If there's any questions. Any questions, anybody? Or
I would add one comment. Since so many of our audience this evening are in fact women in business, you might be interested to know that a full 60% of our current client roster are women. However, as Horace knows, we have precious few women mentors in our chapter, and frankly, we can't figure out why. So my message to you women, if any of you are interested in sharing your skills as a SCORE mentor to other women in business, we will be delighted to have you.
Thanks, Joe. A good point. We did have one question in the chat, and Karen did a great job taking a stab at it, but and it's possible though that Horace or Joe, you could add to her response. Does SCORE help nonprofit startups?
That's a great question. Only because right now, as you may or may not heard, Spokes is actually going through a process that they may be dissolving. So we're actually meeting with Spokes to be able to figure out ways that we can continue to collaborate. The short answer is that the expertise that's nonprofit related actually is more for Spokes, and they do an amazing job. But running a business and a nonprofit has many, many similarities. And SCORE is just a great organization to at least begin talking to and getting the general concepts of running a business. And then when it becomes nonprofit related, we can certainly partner with Spokes to get additional information.
Great.
And Horace, do you think that if Spokes does dissolve, that SCORE is going to take on some of those responsibilities?
And that's what we're actually talking with them about. Certainly, we need to be careful because of obviously what's called mission creep. And certainly, we're all volunteers. And certainly, if the expertise can be brought onto SCORE, to SCORE, so we have subject matter experts in that area, certainly we could do that, have an initial mentoring session with that client. And then if it's a nonprofit related question, we would bring in the subject matter expert and continue consulting the clients. So yes, that is something we're definitely open to do.
All right. Well, thank you, Horace, and thank you, Joe, for that presentation on what's new with SCORE. And fantastic resource. Reach out to either of those gentlemen. We have lots of printed material here at the chamber as well. And thank you for all the hard work that you're doing and all the businesses that you're supporting. So it's a fantastic resource, especially for a chamber to be able to partner with organizations like yours. And I see Charlene from the MCSC, and we just need as many of these resources as possible to support our business community. And that's what this is all about. So.
And I just put my information in the chat box, and if anybody wants to reach out directly.
Thank you. Clint, can I put you on the spot? We have Clint Wyrick from Senator John Laird's office. Clint, can you give us a 1 or 2 minute legislative update? What's new right now? What's happening? And then we'll close this out.
Yep, not a problem. So right now it's a pretty busy time and stuff in the Capitol because of a couple different things. One of them this Friday is they call it, in the Capitol, the House of Origin deadline, where all the bills that are currently in one side of the House, so in our case, the Senate, have to be passed to the Assembly by that time or they don't move forward, and vice versa in the Assembly. So you'll see a lot of bills overall not proceed, or might proceed in the future is the nice way of putting it. So anyone who does have legislation on their mind, do keep an eye out for where it's progressing, because this week's a pretty big one if it hasn't already passed to the other side. Now, another big part is the state budget deadline is coming up. That magic date of June 15th, we're all getting familiar with, is right upon us too. So there's definitely a lot of conversations being done on both sides of the legislative leadership. And that's why, many of you in your respective trade organizations too, we get familiar with too, because a lot of people are making budget requests and looking for adjustments in the language too, especially the budget trailer bills as well. So those are some major ones that are going to affect a lot of things very quickly as well. And people are always looking for in the state budget as far as which funds, once it gets adopted, are going to get released, sooner than later too. So if anyone does have an opinion or voice or perspective they want to advocate for, now's a very good time to get that in, since those decisions are coming up quickly.
And real quickly, Clint, can you talk about SB 438 and how that impacts Atascadero?
Oh yes, and that's one of the great news ones. So the senator sponsored Senate Bill 438, which is for the city of Atascadero on their redevelopment obligations, and it has moved to the Assembly with a unanimous vote from the Senate for 40-0, and that's actually a very big step, because since it's for one city and one senator's district too, it's not always one that everyone's going to agree upon too, because of how they're like, well, what about our district too? So the fact that the senator got everyone behind it and they all showed up to vote for it was a great accomplishment for the city of Atascadero. So it's moving now to the Assembly side, and so far it's been looking really good on our end, and we're quite confident at this point. The senator is very proud of that bill in particular, so he's happy to be there supporting.
Remind everyone what that means if it's approved.
If it's approved, then the city has was over $1 million basically stuff of redevelopment funding from the past years that it will finally receive to this day, which is not a small part. I know Terry's been quite excited on this issue for a while too, and many others within the city. So so for some, they're like, well, it doesn't seem like that much money, but for the city of Atascadero, it's quite a big deal, and it's well-deserved coming to them. So we're quite hopeful through this process as it continues.
Thank you, Clint. Thank you for the work you're doing on that. All right. Well, this concludes our 8 Talks program for today. Thank you all for participating and spending an hour with us on a weeknight. It is great seeing all of you. And I look forward to seeing you hopefully next time. We are going to not have 8 Talks now till, I think, we're going to move this to quarterly. And so I think our next one will be September. So we'll get to maybe even see you in person. Hopefully, we'll see. Or digital, whatever you want. We'll do both. So you can stay on Zoom if you want. All right. Thanks you, everyone. Have a good evening.